It is that time. It's Friday, the Monday through Friday show here on the Fantasy Football Show, doing it live like we always do at 7 p.m. Eastern. File on in, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. We've got a lot of news to talk about. We got some dynasty conversation to be had. And I just got done dropping a dynasty video on the Dynasty channel, which I'll drop a link to in a minute. Subscribe to that. YouTube.com/Dynasty Fantasy Football. I just dropped a Bijan Robinson video, but we're going to talk about it here as well. Michael K. CPA, I believe this is 4 or 5 times in a row he's been first in the building. Unbelievable. Michael K.
To the moon.
To the moon. Appreciate that, man. File on in. Dave is here. The OJ's here. Brian, James, Oscar, Danny. Hit that thumb up button. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
You are about to enter the Fantasy Football Show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. Smitty is live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. You are about to enter the Fantasy Football Show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the Fantasy Football Show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the Fantasy Football Show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasy.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is going on, good people? Thank you for filing into the Fantasy Football Show. We'll be talking about Bijan Robinson in just 1 minute, but first we're hitting the fantasy football news for Week 14. Michael K. CPA first in the building. Again, appreciate you being here. Blind Larry's in the house. Blind Larry, appreciate you being here as well. Kilpatrick's here talking about Baker. Wipe your feet, says Alton Payne. And Peanut Butter and Jelly's in here. Andrew, the whole gang is in here. Appreciate every single one of you. The OJ, second in the building. Brian, third in the building. James, fourth in the building. Keep filing on in. Let's get to this news, okay? Bengals running back Joe Mixon, who missed last week due to a concussion, is not on the injury report, putting him on track to play week number 14
To the
Joe
moon.
Mixon's back. Doesn't mean we discard P. Ryan. Okay, Samaje Perine is still a player we need to keep on our bench, okay, and not cut him. He's also got a lot of upside in terms of PPR production from a very desperate angle or situation. If you are just ravaged by injuries, you got this massive week 14 bye hampering your lineup. It's not crazy to think that Mixon's going to get not ease back in, but like maybe looking at a 30% workload, especially in terms of pass catching duties going toward Perine. So he's not a horrible play this week, even though he's likely done right now, as long as Mixon stays in the field, as being a low-end running back 1 or super high-end running back 2. He's got potential, like some flex value still. Ron Navy in the building as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Ron Navy making an appearance. Appreciate you, Ron. James, Kilpatrick, Billy, David, wipe your feet. What's up? So fire up Mixon. Fire up Mixon. This news, Darrell Henderson was waived by the Jaguars, which is good news for ETN. I don't think I have an ETN clip on here anywhere, but this kind of puts to rest any of the concerns that we have for ETN's foot. And while there's still concerns about usage or how they use him, he played on 88% of the snaps in week number 13. So I'm not worried about ETN. Neither should you, unless you've got some crazy, amazing decision or flex option on your hands, like a Swift versus ETN, which I believe to be the most common question I get in terms of, do I play ETN or not? I have Swift, I have ETN. It comes down to that, so let's see here. Jaguar, yeah, so I got that one out of the way. It just make sure if you are going to you're contemplating sitting ETN, you come to us and we map it out. Christian McCaffrey knee was removed from the Week 14 injury report and will play against the Bucs. That's good news for anybody that was worried about CMC. Look, CMC was going to play, but this seems to be an issue that he's going to struggle with each week. I mean, they removed him last week. He showed back up on the injury report early on with the knee injury, so I don't think it's gone. But I certainly don't feel that it's an issue at this moment. Although anytime McCaffrey's on an injury report or being talked about with a knee injury or anything, it's concerning. Now, this is the critical one right here. Nick Bosa, hamstring questionable for week 14. He's on the wrong side of 50-50 at this point. Questionable in technically speaking terms means 50-50. If you're listed as questionable, you have a 50% chance of sitting. 50. Blind Larry's still laughing from yesterday's conversation. You have a 50% chance of sitting, 50% chance of playing when you're listed as questionable, technically speaking. And it's being said around news wires that Bosa's on the wrong side of that 50-50. So this will be huge for Tampa Bay players like Rachaad White. There's still a tough defense. The Niners don't crumble without Nick Bosa, but they certainly are not the same defense. They certainly are not going to pressure Tom Brady as much. Tom Brady gets a monster bump, as would Mike Evans, as would Chris Godwin, and Rachaad White in the passing game. Without Nick Bosa, Tom Brady's job becomes a whole lot easier. And on top of that, you're going to have a little bit more effectiveness on the ground. This opens the door to a potential, I want to play Rachaad White in this situation or that situation, when I may have said differently yesterday. So we may need to reassess any Rachaad White questions going into week number 14 under the assumption Bosa doesn't play. And then if Bosa plays, then maybe you revert back to what we talked about yesterday. So this is going to be critical for some Rachaad White questions and some Godwin and Evans questions. DeAndre Swift, like Christian McCaffrey, like Deebo Samuel, no longer on the injury report with their injuries, quad and ankle. Everybody freaking out about DeAndre Swift. It was maintenance, people. It was maintenance. Rachaad White's here. He's here to stay. He's here to stay. Rachaad White's season is in full effect, people. I'm sorry, DeAndre Swift. I'm a mess. I'm a mess right now. The whole family's got the flu. I'm drained. I don't even have the flu. I don't know how I'm gonna stave it off though, because I'm exhausted. But I would say At the current moment, your boy Smitty, relatively healthy. I got a little bit of the runny nose. I'm fearful it's coming for me, but for right now, everybody outside of this cage that I'm in is sick with the flu. But my mind's not there. My mind's I'll say Rashad White when I'm looking at DeAndre Swift's name. And so, I don't know. Help me out today. Bear with me today as I fumble through a lot of my words. But DeAndre Swift season, let's redo this. DeAndre Swift is here. Here to stay. Thank you, DeAndre, for being the man you are. And go bust loose. Ron Navy dropping a $20 hauler. And boy, do I have a new celebration for you. Ron Navy, $20 hauler. Ron Navy, dropping the 20 wad. Make it rain. Make it rain, Smitty. I warned Ron Navy about it. He had a little bit of advance warning that we'd be making it potentially rain. $20 haulers. Appreciate you, Ron Navy. This is going to be one heck of a cleanup session at the end of a show. Okay, so Ron Navy says, make it rain, Smitty. Thank you. Appreciate you. And Debo Samuel in your lineup. And let's see here. Kenneth Walker, ankle, and DJ Dallas are game time decisions for week 14. Homer's probably the starter if Kenneth Walker sits. But this is interesting because they're leaving a little open door for Walker to play. I think it's highly unlikely, but they won't rule him out. They're refusing to rule him out. So I feel like we got to wait and see. But odds are Kenny Walker will sit. You need to plan as if he's sitting. But Homer would be the guy to pick up. Maybe Jones, Tony. We don't really know. It's almost like I'd almost rather at this moment, because I don't know if Homer or Jones or who's going to get the majority of the work. I could just see it not play out the way we think. It feels like one of those scenarios where it's going to play out the way we don't. The opposite of what we think. So I probably avoid. I got a bunch of bills stuck to my persons here. From the Ron Navy extravaganza. So I would try and avoid the Seattle running back situation because we don't know if it's Homer. We don't fully know. Saquon Barkley neck is listed as questionable. That's 50-50 to play, ladies and gentlemen. Saquon Barkley is 50-50 to play week 14. Not good. Not good this late in the week on a Friday. So keep an eye on that. And DK Metcalf is reportedly set to play week 14 with the hip. So fire him up. So that's the news. Appreciate every single one of you dropping your super chats, your questions, and let's hit the phone lines. Actually, first we got to go to the voice messages from the Instagram voicemail group. If you want to be able to drop a daily voicemail on my show, daily voicemail, I'll add you to a group chat on Instagram that people ask questions. See, they're talking to each other, getting help. But then you also have all of these voicemails that everybody leaves me on the daily. These voicemails that I go through and I play. And you can be a part of that by just going to Instagram, thefantasyfootballshow.com. That's me on IG. And click on subscribe on my profile. On my profile at The Fantasy Football Show. Don't forget the Fantasy Football Show. Click subscribe. $4.99 a month gets you in this chat, where you can talk with like-minded people. Hey, what do you guys think here? What do you guys think there? I chime in too when I can. But what I do is play the voice messages every day. And you can drop some for me. Go to Instagram, and after you do it, DM me. Tyler, with the first question.
James Cook or Travis Etienne? Etienne goes up against Tennessee. James Cook or Travis Etienne? Etienne goes up against Tennessee. Tough defense against the run.
I'm not sitting Etienne. Cook is okay. He's a safe play. He's a good flex play, but Etienne's got that running back one appeal still. I don't sit him. Ryan.
Hey, Smitty, I've been hurting at tight end since Goddard went out. I've got Dulcich in there right now on the waivers. I've got Knox, Higbee, Morrow, Henry, Conklin, and Fant. Who you putting in there, man?
All right, let's hear that one more time. That long list of.
I've been hurting at tight end since Goddard went out. I've got Dulcich in there right now. On the waivers, I've got Knox, Higbee, Morrow, Henry, Conklin, and Fant. Who you putting in there, man?
Probably Dulcich, but Fant's pretty good too. But I'd probably say Dulcich, but Fant's safe.
Do you trust?
Here at the Fantasy Football Show.
Oh, we got another rap coming in.
Trust Pitt's defense over Baltimore, or are you running with KC? I've got KC in right now.
KC. I like KC. I like KC. Let's look at some things real quick. All right, so KC or Baltimore? What's the chat think on that one? KC or Baltimore? Probably going to say, Russell Wilson. This is in Denver. That Baltimore game. I don't know what to expect. I'd probably say, because that's in Pittsburgh too, I'd probably say, I think Baltimore's going to do well. I think Baltimore, earmuffs, Ron Navy. I think Baltimore wins this game with under the command of Tyler Huntley. But I don't know that it's going to be a total turnover fest. It could be good. But give me the Kansas City Chiefs against Russell Wilson and Denver and Hackett and all those problems that I could envision, unraveling before our very eyes. Okay, Tyler.
Yo, Smitty, can you do something for me? Yo, Smitty, answer some questions for me.
So Tyler got to take a lap yesterday when he tried to do his best impersonation of Rock Out, and he rapped for us, and we hit the take a lap button, and the Smitty disapprove. Let's give him one more try. Here we go. This is it.
Here at the Fantasy Football Show, it's popping. I drafted Justin Jefferson in the first, it's popping. I drafted Joe Burr in the sixth, it's popping. And Tom Brady, man, he's flopping. Fantasy Football Show, Smitty is the dude, he's popping.
I'm going to let the chat decide. Do I hit the take a lap or do I hit the Smitty approved? I do give him credit for improving. Like, it was improvement. And he did say Tom Brady flopping. Like, there's a little bit, it almost turned into a good little thing. Should we give him a Smitty approve or do we disapprove him and send him on a lap? Let's think about what we're doing here. Do we give this guy encouragement so he comes back with a little bit better rap next time? Let's see. Go ahead and vote. We got one lap vote. We got Blind Larry laughing. We got another lap. We got another lap. We got another lap. We got another lap. Look, hey, Tyler, I don't want to discourage you into continuing to try, but bring a little bit. Oh, we got one. It's popping. It's popping. Take a lap. He should press 1. He has bars. LOL. Terrible. Look, I think we're going to hit the take a lap, but I don't want you, Tyler, to give up. I want better tomorrow. Okay, Tyler? Just bring it better. Bring it stronger tomorrow, bro. That's all I ask.
Smitty is the dude. Smitty is the dude. The best fantasy football news. 'Cause Smitty is the dude.
Look, keep trying, bro. Don't give up your day job yet, but keep trying. I believe in you.
Hey, Smitty.
Robert.
Backup quarterback coming, for the playoffs. Tom Brady or Mike White both have very nice schedules. Which would you take? Thanks, Smitty. Appreciate you.
Tom Brady or Mike White? That's a tough one because I'm trying to figure out when my fan's off, but I need to turn that on. Dang, it's getting hot up in here. Tom Brady or Mike White? You know what? I'd probably say Mike White for now, but I could see a transition happening. I could see this switching. Mainly because I feel like, is my fan going to work or what? It keeps turning off. It's not plugged in. Hold on. Bear with me. That's why. That's why. It is. I'm sweating. I'm burning up in here. There we go. Oh, thank God. No, it's turning off again. We just needed a little bit of charge. Okay. Can we vote on Mike White or Tom Brady, please, for Robert in the chat? Tom Brady, Mike White, give it a vote. Drop it if it's hot. And we can give Robert the best fantasy advice we can. I'd probably lean Mike White now. Tom Brady, I guess, long term, but I do like Mike White right now. Sorry you lost, Victor. Drop your super chats. Cole, did I get Cole's?
Start Deontay Foreman, or would you start Rashad White?
Rashad White. If Bosa doesn't play, I'm going Rashad White, bro. B-man. Oh. All right, I already got that one. Okay, that was from yesterday. Let's go to voicemail group number 2. This is, I think, the last one. This is from 2 more. Ryan.
What's going on, Smitty? I had a question about Michael Pittman Jr. Being that
Robert, looks like White is getting the call over Brady, so there you go.
Matt Ryan is no longer playing in the NFL. He's retired. What do you project for Michael Pittman? Is he like a top 20? Is he a top 30 wide receiver? I mean, when Ellinger was throwing to him, I don't recall him doing that well. I mean, I just want to get your thoughts on this.
So I'm sorry, I'm trying to follow the question. So are you talking about just in general, how do I feel about Michael Pittman? I would say that Michael Pittman is what we thought he was. You know, he's going to be sporadic. I think he's potentially a wide receiver 3-4, but I think there's opportunity for him to drop wide receiver 2 numbers from time to time, but there's just no consistency in this Colts offense until there is, and I don't think that'll be this year. He's going to be up and down. Let me read off his game logs the last couple games. And I'm not sure what you just said about Matt Ryan, but let's see here. 2 catches for 16 yards last week. I mean, that was bad. So I'm not all that worried about Matt Ryan not throwing the football to him. The week prior to that, 11 targets, 7 receptions, 61 yards and a touchdown. That was decent. I guess I would just say that he's your wide receiver 4, and if you're getting hit hard with bye weeks in week 14, he could become a wide receiver 3. Past that, you wait for him to do something. He's not somebody I trust at all. Next question is, I think that's all. Did I get Jim's?
Hey, Smitty, what do you think about Drake London now with Desmond Ritter at quarterback? Do you think that, boosts his value at all? Do you think he becomes more than just a flex play, or do you think he kind of just stays right around there?
I think he stays there until he proves it, but I think Ritter's what we've been waiting for. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for doing this after freaking Pitts goes down to injury. Now Ritter's in there. Unbelievable. But I think it does open it up for London, so get ready for it. Let's go to the phone lines.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Phone lines are open. Dial into the show. Appreciate you all. And I'm checking a lot of the tweets. Bosa is questionable for Sunday's game. That was a new one. Mike Williams is not listed on the team's injury report. That's good for Mike Williams owners. Alexander Madison was fined $6,503 for doing the twerk, which was amazing. He got, I think it was what was it? It was $2,167 per twerk movement. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Kilpatrick, what's going on, my guy? Kilpatrick, you're live on the show. Kilpatrick, what can I do for you?
What's going on, Smitty? I should have been way more specific with my question. What I really wanted to know was somebody dropped Pittman in my league, and like, I really don't need the wide receiver, but I have wide receiver 3 priority. Pickup priority. And I'm really afraid that, like, I'm in the playoffs. It's going to be tight. There's a couple of really good teams. They need wide receivers. Should I waste my my priority on him, even though that I don't need him? Like, there's no way I'm going to start him over my other wide receivers.
Well, what do you think the priority is going to get you, the waiver priority at this point? Have you ever encountered a must? I mean, you still could. A must grab like in week 15, 16. So, I don't know. I guess it depends. What running backs are on waivers?
As far as running backs are concerned, it's kind of slim. Let me see here. There's Tony Jones Jr., Mike Boone, Jalen Warren, Hillard. Somebody dropped Kyron Williams. That's about it, though.
Yeah. I mean, Pittman's pretty good. He's a pretty good wide receiver 4. Like, I probably wouldn't start him unless there's a situation, and that sucks to say, but it is what it is. But I think I'd grab him. If like, who's your wide receiver 3?
Wide receiver 3. I went wide receiver heavy. I'm like depleted at like running back. Like my best running backs are B. Rob and Jeff Wilson.
Yeah, but who's your wide receiver 3?
I should have said Rashad White first.
Who's your wide receiver 3?
I went Stephon. I have Justin Jefferson and Stephon Diggs, first and second pick, and then I had Hopkins in the 8th round. So those are my 3.
Okay, who's your 4? Your wide receiver 4?
Currently, I don't have a wide receiver.
I'd take him. I mean, unless you envision someone making a very dumb drop, and then you've got the priority to pick that player up, then I probably would say you could use a wide receiver 4. But
right.
I don't know, unless like Jordan Mason's there or somebody that has like win a league potential. You know, maybe somebody drops like P. Ryan, and you're like, you know what, I'd rather take a chance on P. Ryan, and then Mixon goes out, and then P. Ryan comes in because he's proven. Madison, something like that. Like, unless you envision one of those running backs becoming available, then I'd probably just, I guess at this point, use your claim. I mean, we're going to be entering week 15, bro, next week.
Yeah, for sure. Like my biggest reasoning wasn't even to have him for like depth. It was like so much so that like the second best player in the league, like the first place team is just like, they're just unbelievably good. I mean, they have like 4 amazing good wide receivers. They picked up backups. I mean, they really played well. So I'm not concerned. I'm more concerned with just trying to beat the second place team because it looks like I'm going to be matched up with them. I'm barely getting into playoffs. And his wide receivers, it's like CeeDee Lamb, Peoples-Jones. He's got Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, I mean,
so
bro,
like,
I don't
definitely
really
going to try and pick him up, so I want to block him.
Yeah, I mean, pick him up. Don't let him have him. I mean, he's the best player available, probably. I don't know if that will change. I don't know if maybe there's a running back out there I don't know about that next week or like, oh my God, this guy's available. I could have had him. I don't know those things, but in general, week 15 is next week. Not a bad player to add, man. If Michael Pittman Jr. was out there on waivers, I'd grab him.
For sure, man. I appreciate it.
All right, call back if you have another one, bro. I'll be here.
For sure. You go.
Later.
Peace.
Next caller. Who am I talking to? That's you, buddy.
What's up, Smitty?
What's up?
Hey, I got a couple of dilemmas I want to run by you.
All right.
So, all right. The first one, if Nick Bosa's out, regardless of Lenny's questionability, would you start him over Foreman, Rashad White?
Yeah, probably. If Bosa's out, I probably would start him because that makes Tom Brady very, very have a much better day. Much better day. It's still a very strong defense, but that's a huge difference, man. So I like Rashad White catching the football. I suppose if Foreman's a full go, it's a debate. But then you still have Chuba Hubbard probably digging in a little bit, and Foreman does take like every other week off. So I'd probably just roll with Rashad White. I'm not saying it's an easy matchup still. It's a very, very tough matchup, but I probably would roll with Rashad.
Okay. And then my second question. So I've been going back and forth with Garrett Wilson and Godwin for the flex spot. Which one would you go there?
So Godwin becomes a lot more attractive because of Bosa maybe being out. So if Bosa's out, Godwin is an upgrade, but you still cannot sit Garrett Wilson. He's a wide receiver 1 right now. He's absolutely on fire. Just like Watson. Remember, like last week, heading into last week, it was like, do I start Watson? Do I not? How do you sit him? How do you sit him? And what did Watson do? Did it again. So when a guy's on fire, bro, like Wilson or Watson, especially, remember, I tried to map this out a couple weeks ago. In double-digit weeks, the elite rookie wide receivers start exploding because they're past the rookie wall. They're past that college-length season where they get worn out, and they're like, God, this is I'm not used to going past this. They need a second wind. And the elite of the elite wide receivers, Jamar Chase did it last year. You roll with it while it's hot, man. Garrett Wilson's situation isn't changing. Mike White's going back out there under center. So, I mean, he just dropped a monster game, bro. Yeah. And Godwin's still got a tough matchup, relatively speaking. Yeah, Bosa could be out, but even if Bosa's out, it's still a very tough matchup. Give me Garrett Wilson all day long. But trust your gut, bro. Anything can happen. I could be wrong on that. I'm wrong on probably on a best day on these 50-50 calls. I will get 70% of them correct on the best day, because these are 50-50 calls. That's why they're tough. So like I'm not gonna nail it. You trust your gut.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, Thank you. Appreciate you. Ron Navy in the building. Ron Navy, what's up, pal?
What's going on? Yeah.
Are you Ron? Hold on. Ron Navy, hold on. Are you Ron Navy?
I'm not Ron.
You're not Ron? Oh. Could have fooled me. I said, hey, Ron Navy. You said, hey. What's your name? What's your name, bro?
Matt.
Matt. I can see how you mixed up Ron Navy and Matt. They're pretty close. Matt, what can Ron Navy and I do for you?
Yeah, so I kind of want to just give you a rundown on my roster. I'm still allowed to trade until the end of this week, so I need to figure out some moves. Yeah, can I give you, my roster real quick?
Yeah, shoot.
All right, so I got Josh Allen, Josh Jacobs. I have DeAndre Swift. I have Garrett Wilson. I have CeeDee Lamb, Mark Andrews, and then at my flex, I have Cortland Sutton and Treylon, who are both hurt, and then I have Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson is your bench quarterback?
Yeah, he's my bench quarterback.
Okay, so what's the dilemma? Aside from your questionable flex spot.
Treylon and Sutton are both out this week. I need to win this week.
Okay.
In order to make the playoffs. I'm in a good position to win, but I need to cook up some kind of trade, like some Sutton, Treylon, Deshaun Watson package deal.
No one wants that, bro. You're not gonna get that. No one wants Sutton or Burks. Both of them are banged up, and Watson just had the worst game, the worst coming out party he could have ever had. No one's trading for these guys. Nothing. You're not gonna go walk into
I also have James Cook too.
Now that might do something, but can you put him in as your flex, or is this a wide receiver spot?
Oh yeah, so it's just a flex spot. So I currently have James Cook in at my flex.
Yeah, instead of Sutton Burks, it's fine. I wouldn't go.
So do you think I should just?
Yeah, I wouldn't go
dismantling.
dismantling.
That out, or should I try to package something?
No, don't go dismantling any of this right here to just fill this spot. You're going to create a hole in the ship over here. And then by filling a hole over on this side of the boat, I don't think that's something you want to. No one's going to give you anything for those players, bro. Burks, there's a reason you're struggling with it. I have a crappy flex spot situation going on. Maybe I can trade it to someone else. No one's taking Watson. First of all, trading for a QB in a 1 QB league is near impossible anyway. And to trade Watson,
yeah,
I mean. Go to the QB needy owner and see what they'll give you. I don't know. I don't know what.
So I do have one offer on the table for Brandon Ayuk. I can give them Burks and Watson.
You know, that's not horrible, but here's where the dilemma is. Now you're contemplating putting James Cook on the bench, and this is always one of those situations where you make this trade. You start the guy you acquired because you feel you have an obligation to, and then the person you had on your bench outscores them. Like, Ayuk's okay, but it's not like the best matchup in the world. It's not a horrible trade. It's not a horrible trade at all. I mean, maybe I do it anyway, just to get Ayuk on the roster, maybe, and just have like a healthier option. But I probably still start Cook.
Yeah.
But it's not bad. It's not bad.
Because I feel like Treylon Burks honestly has some long-term value as far as the playoffs go. I feel like he could even be better than Ayuk.
Then hold him. Then your decision's easy. Hold Cook or hold Burks if you believe in him. Don't listen to anybody else. Listen to your gut, and then put Cook in there because he's your only option. So you are handcuffed to this lineup. Like there's no wishy-washy, wavering thing going on in your mind. Like you're forced to go with Cook, and that's a great place to be where you don't have to like, what do I do? What do I do over these two very even options when I get Ayuk on my roster? So go with Cook, trust your gut on Burks, and roll in with this team, bro.
All right, well, sweet. You think I got a shot to win it with this roster?
Yeah, I like it. Allen, Jacobs, Swift. Jacobs is playing great. CD. Yeah, it's a baller team, bro.
All right, sweet.
All right,
I appreciate you.
Go take
Thanks
down
so much.
Aunt Edna and your grandma in this league. You got it.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
Later. All right, Ron. What's up, Ron?
Oh, Lord. Made it hard to have my alter ego in here. But how the heck are you just going to go with Baltimore over the Steelers?
How am I going to go with Baltimore over the Steelers? You mean,
yeah?
Because I didn't pick them as the defense. I think that's a nice way of saying that I don't think that the Steelers are going to just cause turnovers and not play ball. So I picked KC. So I thought I was being very, very friendly toward Steeler friendly.
KC, it's not KC.
No. The question was, do I start the Baltimore defense or the KC defense this week? And I said start the KC defense because even though I think Baltimore will win, I think that it's not going to be this like turnover fest for the on the other side of the football for the Pittsburgh Steelers offense. I think they'll do okay, but I do think the Ravens will win. I like Huntley, man. I'm going with Tyler Huntley, baby. I'm going with Tyler Huntley marching.
Huntley's going to spend more time on his back than he is upright trying to throw the ball.
He's going to be twerking in the end zone like Alexander Madison, faking an injury and then doing
they have no run game.
He is the run game.
Yeah, that's no run game. They have no good receivers, hardly. It's going to be Pickett to Pickens this week because Deontay's all screwed up, thank God, because he can't catch. And it's going to be Freiermuth. It's going to be the must-start Steeler defense that they said is a must-start this week, along with Freiermuth. The ticker on the bottom said must-start.
Here he goes again. There he goes referencing. Ron, why do you even watch this?
There ain't no way Baltimore's going to beat the Steelers.
Ron just references the NFL Network all the time on my channel. I'm starting to think maybe you are a Trojan horse. You got
everything went silent. Oh boy, what do I do now?
Hey, Ron.
I didn't swear.
Oh.
I didn't cuss.
Sorry, Ron. I accidentally hit the mute button when I was. Ron,
what did I do now?
I think you're a Trojan horse. I think you're a Trojan horse. I think everybody's right for the NFL Network. But hey, Ron, can I ask you a question?
I am.
I'm gonna write two numbers on my board right here.
Okay.
What are these numbers right here?
Hold on, I gotta wait for them to come up.
Yeah, there's like a 10-second delay.
Yeah. 227. Oh, Baltimore 27, the Steelers 32.
No, this was
go.
This is Tyler Huntley's passes and completions last game without the wide receivers that you say he doesn't have. He was 27 of 32. 27 of 32.
What week was that?
That was last week.
last week. He was 27 for 32.
What's 27 divided? Yeah, he's 27 of 32. Unbelievable. Without any of these receivers that you spoke of. Do you know what 27 divided by 32 is?
Sure.
Huntley season. That's what it equals.
No.
Yeah.
You can complete checkdowns all day long. Doesn't mean that they're going to be touchdowns.
All right. Hey, we got Scotty on the phone. Scotty, what can Ron Navy and I help you with?
Chill, man. Chill. It's just one game. I know Huntley looks good, but let's chill. Chill for a little while.
Peacemaker. There you go. Smitty, you got the Peacemaker on board.
Yeah.
I got a question for my flex. I do have a question, guys. Hey, Smitty, I played Gustavo this week. I'm in second place, man. I beat the first place dude last week. This Josh Allen team is kicking.
Whoa. You almost did it, bro.
I caught myself. Yes.
There's a rule.
Oh.
Be careful. Scotty, thank you. This is your super chat as well, right on screen right here.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I think I appreciate that. I don't know if that's an underhanded comment toward my my head. I thought you had nice hair. Was that then I was wrong when I saw it right now, or is that?
Is it cut really short?
Yeah, bro. Look, I'm getting older. It recedes, my guy. It's we keep it clean now. You start getting older, you don't want to do your hair. Hey, what's your flex question?
Oh yeah. Hey, so I got Pat Freiermuth as my tight end. So let's go. That guy's a beast, man. He should get some good points. Let's go. Okay, my flex. I play Gustavo. I gotta beat him. He's also gotta beat me if he wants to get in the playoffs. I got James Cook, Rashad White, Devin Singletary, and I got to pick for one of those three. I got Olave, P. Ryan, Madison, Dillon, but those guys are irrelevant.
Well, you can't pick Olave. He's on bye.
Yeah.
James Cook, Singletary, or Rashad White?
I mean, if Bosa's out, then it's a dilemma. If Bosa's not out, then it's James Cook. Because it's a big difference, man. Big difference. I mean, it doesn't make the Niner defense like a cakewalk, but it certainly is taking the best player in the defense off the field, and then you just wonder how it kind of has an effect all around. You know, just kind of we've seen the Niner defense be the best in the league, and we've also seen them get worked. And when they got worked, it's because they were banged up. They weren't like this all year long. There was a spot where they were banged up, and they were not. You know, the same D. So I would say if Bosa's out, I go Rashad White. If he's not out, I kind of lean James Cook because he's been getting 5 or 6 targets a game the last 2 games, and I just feel like he's a pretty darn decent play, and I'd rather take that this week. But that's me. Ron, how do you feel?
Yeah, I think Cook has a better chance and he goes up against the he's got a better chance than White does this week.
There's a Jets.
But if Bosa's out, yep. I go Rashad White season.
Yeah, because the Jets are got a better pass defense than anything.
Yeah.
Well, his flex, my opponent's flex is Gustavo's got Amari Cooper, Pierce, Juju, and Judy.
Don't worry about Gustavo. Worry about yourself. Get your best team on the field, and you got this, bro. And then when Gustavo calls, we'll tell Gustavo he's got this. That's the way we roll. But I mean, don't worry about Gustavo. Everybody worries about what everybody else is doing. Like, oh, should I start this guy? Here's my opponent's lineup. Like, sometimes you got to swing for the fences when you're like down big. But I mean, ultimately, put your best players on the field. You got this, bro.
He's projected to beat me. He's got like Derrick Henry, Tyreek Hill, Zeke, CeeDee Lamb, Prescott.
Yeah. Well,
I've always noticed that if I go with my gut, I do a lot better. My immediate gut, I do better than if I sit there and contemplate between players. Then when I do that, I always make the wrong choice.
Hey, Gustavo wanted me to show you the screen right here. Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty.
Is that what Gustavo said?
No, that's what the team you listed off was pretty fire, bro. Name your squad and let's analyze your squad versus Gustavo's. Let's start with the quarterbacks. I want you to go player by player. Okay, go. You're on this side.
You want me to?
Scotty's on this side. Gustavo's on this side. Okay, quarterback. Who's your quarterback?
My quarterback is Josh Allen.
Ooh, okay. And who's his quarterback? Who's his quarterback? Prescott. We're gonna give you. Let's use a scale of 1 to 10. We're gonna give Josh Allen a 10. I'm gonna let Ron Navy give the score to Dak.
Well, he's been playing decent, so I'll give him a 7.
That's a high score, but okay. Give him a 7. Let's give him a 6.
You think it's too high?
Yeah, I guess it's okay. All right.
Come on now.
Who's your?
He's doing good.
Who's your RB1? Who's your RB1, Scotty?
Eckler.
Okay.
Ooh, Eckler.
I don't like him for 2023, but he's straight fire the rest of the way. Okay, who's Gustavo's number 1 running back?
Derrick Henry.
Ooh.
Who's also been struggling, by the way.
Yeah, he has. Ron, what do you think? This is a tie?
I think you give Eckler on the 2 on points. Give Eckler an 8. Give Henry a 6.
No, we gotta give Henry at least a 7. I'd almost say they're
Yeah,
both.
no, he's had 3 straight weeks of bad play.
Yeah,
and
but
it hasn't been his fault. But
I know, but I think you got to give him a 7. We can't give him a 6 out of 10. If we drafted today, he'd be in the top 5 overall picks for the remainder of the season. I think we got to give him a 7.
I would have said 7. I don't know about that.
Okay. Who's your running back 2, Scotty?
Hell yeah, let's go Ramondre Stevenson, baby.
Okay. Hey, Ron, how about this?
That's good.
Ron, how about this? We give Eckler a 9 and we give Henry a 7. There. Because that feels a little bit more. I think you would.
No, I don't think. Yeah, against Miami, I don't think he's a 9.
All right, Ron.
That's cool.
No, that's right.
But I think Eckler better than Henry this week.
Okay, Stevenson, and then who's Gustavo's running back 2? Zeke. He's steady. He's okay. So I'm going to give Stevenson, I guess, a 7 or an 8. We'll give him I can't give him an 8 because of Eckler. Zeke's what, a 6 or a 5?
I think Zeke is a 6, and you give Stevenson at least a 7, if not an 8.
Okay, go ahead. Wide receiver. Let's go fast, Scotty, because this is taking a lot longer than I thought. Read off your team.
My wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
Higgins and Godwin are the receivers for me.
Okay, and his?
His are Lamb and Hill.
Oof. I'm going to give Hill a 10. I'm going to give Lamb an 8. I'm going to give Godwin a 5 this week and Higgins a 6. Does that sound fair, Ron?
Damn.
Yeah, he's definitely got you on the receivers.
What about tight end and flex?
My tight end is Firemuth, and his tight end is Noah Fant. And then my flex is James Cook. And his flex right now is Cooper, but if Cooper doesn't play, he can either throw in Pierce, Juju, or Judy.
Okay, Amari Pierce.
I hate all of them.
So let's just let's call Cook a 4 or a 5. We'll call him a 4, and we'll call Amari Pierce a 5. Or do we call him a tie at 4? We'll just say it's a wash.
Anything on Cleveland is low. I mean, you can't say With Deshaun? No.
All right, Ron.
You gotta
Well, he's got
downgrade
he's got Pierce. Ron, what would you do with Moose? What are you giving him? A 6, 5?
Moose? He's a solid 7.
All right.
He's a top. He's a top. Below.
Okay.
Below.
And Fant will give Fant a 3, but he's got upside.
Yeah, Fant has the ability to get some touchdowns.
3 plus. Okay, let's add these up. 3 plus 4 plus 8 plus 10 plus 6 plus 7 plus 7 equals Gustavo's getting a 45. And 10 plus 8 plus 7 plus 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 7. 47. You won, Scotty.
2 points.
You won, Scotty.
What was the score?
47-45. Low scoring game.
Oh, man. It's going to be close, dude. It's going to be close.
All right, Scotty. I got to let you go, pal. Appreciate you.
All right, you too, man. Thank you for the
Later.
love.
All right, Ron, I got some super chats here. What else you got?
Nothing except that you were high on your boy Huntley there, but he threw for 1 interception, no touchdowns, and they only scored 10 points against Denver. So
Yeah, but he wasn't he wasn't prepared though as a starter. He ran for a touchdown. I think it was like 40 yards or something. He ran for a touchdown, and that interception was a tip pass. The dude was 27 for 32. It's a pretty good day for not being prepared.
But none of his receivers, his highest receivers was Andrews with 53 yards. Everybody below that, nobody even got in the 60s as far as yardage. They were all check down passes.
So, Ron, am I sensing another challenge? Where's our video of you writing Smitty's right on your forehead? Number 2.
Oh, it's coming.
Number 2, you want to double down unibrow? We'll both do it unibrow with the marker unibrow.
A unibrow?
Yeah.
I could do a unibrow. Yeah, if I lose, I could just add a unibrow.
Okay.
But I'm not going to lose that one.
Okay. Pittsburgh.
Well, you won't have to do anything. Double or nothing.
Okay, you want to just do double or nothing on the same bet then? So that my push-ups would go from 150 to 300? Let's do that.
Well, no. I mean, if I win, then, well, no. All right, let's just make it a separate bet. Unibrow.
Okay. Unibrow. So it's Huntley beat
I'll do the other one. I'll the video.
The Ravens beat the Steelers. That's what we're talking about. Ravens versus the Steelers. You're saying Huntley can't get it done.
Yeah, you're taking the Ravens. I'm taking the Steelers.
All right.
Straight up.
All right. Unibrow time.
Yep. There we go.
I'll do it toward the end of my show. I'll just connect them and then we'll end it out with me with the unibrow on.
The chat's all behind you, Smitty. They're all like...
Well, because, Ron,
like,
Ron, you come in hot on a very debatable... Like, most of the time when you're ramped up, it's very arguable. You know, like you come in going, you're going to choose Tyler Huntley to beat the Steelers? Are you out of your mind? And it's like I could understand you being like, I got the Steelers, and I'd be like, yeah, I could see that. But you come in hot. You come in hot on a very arguable topic.
Don't forget, Philly didn't really do that great last week, and if Fitzpatrick wouldn't have taken his sorry butt out of bounds, he would have had a touchdown that would have tied the score for the defenses. So
woulda,
there's
shoulda.
that too.
Woulda, shoulda.
Yeah.
All right, Ron.
Anyway, Smitty, so I'm gonna listen. Love y'all.
Appreciate you. Bye. Oh, we got another $20 hauler here from TMT. $20 hauler TMT. Appreciate it. TMT dropping a $20 hauler on the screen. Date night tonight, so I won't get to watch the show live, but I'm getting the 18-ounce ribeye. Winning, I hope I see the Saturday show live. Thanks again for all the help. Good luck, everyone, in Week 14. TM, just so you know, I acknowledge your super chat at, what are we in? How far into the show are we? Where's my timer on this thing? I don't know where it is. How far into the show are we? About an hour in. All right, thank you, TMT. Next super chat is from Brian. Brian says, must win for me for the playoffs this week, Njoku or Hunter Henry. I mean, if Njoku's starting, I guess I would go Njoku, but Hunter Henry's safer as of this moment. And we don't know what to expect out of Watson. Maybe Hunter Henry is just the better call. Rashad White or Gallup. If Bosa's out, it's Rashad White. If Bosa's not out, it's probably still Rashad White for me, because Gallup just doesn't do it for me. He might be a little safer, I suppose, but his ceiling's not very high. So give me Rashad White. Thank you, Chris, for the super chat. This one is from Richie. Richie said, so, Smitty, am I crazy for starting Elliott and Pollard and sitting Najee, Etienne, White, and Pacheco?
You've just been Smitty disapproved.
Yeah, not a big fan of that. But I don't know that I would say take a lap or anything. I would just say I disapprove of putting Etienne on the bench. I would probably go with Pollard and Etienne. I know Zeke's kind of safe, but I don't think I would start both of them over Etienne. But that's me. I mean, bro, anything can happen. Please trust your gut. But I can't sit Etienne. I would start Pollard and Etienne, but that would be me. I'd put my best players on the field. I wouldn't try to outthink the situation. Your best player is Etienne of that group. Assistant to Vamp, marker fund budget. Thank you, Kilpatrick, to the moon.
To the moon.
Kilpatrick, give you a little baby shoot. We normally only do this for $20 haulers, but Kilpatrick and Vamp have been. That's for both of you. That's for both of you. Appreciate you. Isaac, would you start James Cook or Michael Carter at running back 2? I would go James Cook without hesitation. He's been getting the targets. We don't really know what's in store for Michael Carter, so I'm not going near Michael Carter this week. This one right here is also from Isaac, but the $5 hauler. Geno or Huntley? I would go Geno for safety. I would go Huntley for high upside, but a whole lot more risk. But the upside is higher. But Geno's still got a decent, floor. His floor is pretty high. Going up against a guy with Mahomes, Kelsey, Stack, and Eckler, I've got Pacheco. Then I probably roll the dice with maybe Huntley, but man, that's a tough one. Can I get a vote in the chat? Should we go safe? Should we go safe with should we go safe with Geno? Or should we let him play Huntley? He's going up against Mahomes and Kelsey, needs kind of a big swing. Geno's got like an ability to have a big game though too. So it's not like he's incapable of having a high ceiling. So it's kind of tough for me. I'd love to get the chat to chime in on this one and give Isaac a good little vote. Geno, he's been doing it all year. I mean, he probably is safer. Ron Navy says Geno. We know that because you already spoke on Huntley. Geno, if he plays, is Geno without Walker a concern? A little bit. Geno versus Pittsburgh. Huntley versus Pittsburgh. Geno passing even more with all the running backs hurt. It's a good point. Lockett or Connor, I'd probably go Lockett's safer, but Connor's not bad. They're both about the same to me. DK and Walker probably won't play. No, DK's already. I already talked about that at the beginning of the show, bro. DK's a full. He's a full. He's ready to rumble. Let's see. That's Kenneth Walker. Where's my DK Metcalf news? DK Metcalf. Where's my DK Metcalf news? There it is. Seahawks. Pete Carroll said DK will play Week 14, so that's that's the most updated stuff, bro. All right, Isaac, you got Gino across the board from everybody in the chat. So I would go with the majority vote on that one, to be honest, because I'm too close on it. Tough fantasy times, Richie James or Homer. Probably Homer. There's some risk that it could be a combination of RBs. We just don't really know, Lunch. We don't really know. Thanks again, TMT, for the $20 hauler. Appreciate you. And Isaac with one more $5 hauler. Sutton is out for Denver, and Burks is out for the Titans. Who would you start? Dulcich probably, bro, but I mean either one is decent. They both got about the same upside and the same risk. Dulcich he feels a little bit more steady, so I'll probably go Dulcich, but both are tough calls, bro. Both are very, very, very close. I'd say that's 50-51, like almost a coin flip. So I'm almost indifferent to the point where trust your gut on that one. Lockett almost a lock for a TD every week. He's been playing good, and if anybody notices, this guy does not get tackled. It's crazy. It's one thing to be like, oh yeah, he's older, so he's trying not to get tackled. It's smart. But he never, it's like a conspiracy. He's never, like I've never seen him tackled. It's crazy. What about Geno news? We don't have any news that Geno's sitting. Let me pull up the latest on Geno. He's really had an unbelievable season. He's not even listed on the injury report, bro. So Geno's fine. Look at. I would have had him on my at the top of the show if there was a concern. Here it is. Geno Smith not listed on the final injury report. So we got some DK fake news in the chat, some Geno fake news in the chat. They're both fired up and ready to go. So get them in. Damian Harris, the pickup, I don't know. He's okay. Not a great pickup. I wouldn't go calling him the must grab or anything like that. Geno, yeah, he's fine. Lockett leads the league in 20-plus yard TDs with 6. Watch the game. He won't get tackled. It's crazy. Thoughts on Skywalker? It's like I talked about at the top of the show. It's weird that they won't rule him out yet. Thanks again, Kilpatrick. They won't rule him out yet, but it doesn't feel like he's going to play. But it's weird they won't rule him out. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
To the moon.
Dial in. Wilson, Lockett, or Hopkins, or Garrett Wilson. You're going to go. You can't sit Garrett Wilson. I would probably put Hopkins after Lockett, but Lockett and Hopkins are very arguable. Really, they truly are. Oh, I'm just joking with you, bro. I corrected myself so many. Travis, I would never accuse you of dropping fake news. I'm just joking. I'm just joking, bro. I can't afford him leaving early, says Cajun. Jeff Wilson Jr. or Pacheco? David wants to know. Pacheco for me. He's been doing it. I do like Jeff Wilson more than most people. Think Mixon will have a full workload. I'd say like at least 70%. But I think P. Ryan's going to be involved. I think they're going to keep him involved a little bit. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
What up, Smitty? It's John.
What's up, John?
I'm in round 2, baby. I advanced. You know, I'm in that weird playoffs that started 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't know why.
For 2 weeks.
I don't know why you guys do that. Like, that's crazy. But congrats on being in round 2.
I'll take it now.
Yeah.
You know what I found funny? So there's 4 teams left, right? There's 4 teams left in my playoffs or whatever. You want to know the quarterbacks that are in the fourth? There's 4 teams left in my playoffs, and each team has a good quarterback. I got Joe Burrow. The dude I'm playing has Patrick Mahomes, and then the other 2 teams have Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen. So I'm thinking next year, I think everyone's fading quarterbacks way too much. I mean, to see the top 4 quarterbacks and all of them be in the playoffs is kind of crazy to me, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
early quarterback, baby.
I just thought that was weird, so I figured I'd mention it.
Early quarterback, baby.
I started the Raiders defense, got 9.5 points. I'm doing good there, but if Deontay Johnson doesn't play, would you start Brandon Ayuk or Pickens?
Pickens.
But what if Johnson plays? You start Ayuk?
Then they're about even, but I'd probably go Pickens. It's close, man.
And then I got Jonathan Taylor on bye. And so right now I have Devontae Foreman and Samaje Perine starting. But I picked up Travis Homer and I picked up DJ Dallas on waivers.
Yeah, but you might not know what's going on. I'd probably say Homer's safer, but maybe Perine's as good as Homer. I guess if I felt like Homer was starting, I would go Homer over Perine. But Perine's not awful.
I know Walker didn't practice yesterday. Did he practice today?
No, he's very much likely not to play, but they won't rule him out. I don't know why. To keep the defense, the scheming, on its toes, I guess. I don't know, but probably not.
If it came to game time and DJ Dallas and Homer were both playing, who would you start?
It depends, man.
Because I'm leaning to start Homer because I really don't think.
Like I said, if the news looks like Homer starting, I start. If the news looks like Homer starting, I start Homer. If not, I go Perine. But you got to feel very confident about it.
And you really go Pickens after he pulled up a 0 last week over Ayuk?
If Deontay's out, for sure. If Deontay's not out, again, it's close. But I don't know that I trust Ayuk fully. If you feel Ayuk will outscore Pickens with Deontay in the lineup, then trust your gut because it's really close, man. But if it's just Pickens, he's gonna have a lot of targets.
And I feel like that backup looked all right, don't you think, for San Fran?
He's not a backup anymore. He's a starting quarterback in the NFL, bro. And he's better than Jimmy G. And I said it for weeks. I said, get him out there. He's better than Jimmy G. Jimmy G's not a starting quarterback in the NFL. He's not a starting quarterback caliber player. The only reason he looks like it is because he's playing with an arsenal of weaponry that is you're going to see Purdy play better than him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brandon Ayuk camp was 14th against receivers, and then Baltimore's 25th. So.
All right, bro. I gotta get to the next question. I appreciate you, John. Later.
Have a good show.
Bye. Next question. Next caller. Who am I talking to?
I think that's David.
David, what can I do for you?
Yeah. I have a question about my starting quarterback in flex. I've got Deshaun Watson and I've got Mike White, but I could pick up Huntley is available if I drop somebody.
Yeah, I'd probably drop Watson and pick up Huntley personally, but I don't know. Maybe Watson bounces back. If you have a gut feeling on it, then don't cut him. But I think White and Huntley are very close this week. Mike White might be a tad bit safer. Huntley's got more upside but more risk. So you kind of got to pick your poison there. I can't really tell you with certainty that I feel like Huntley or White's the better option because they're both. I like them both very much.
Oh, okay. You don't think that he'll have a hard time with Buffalo's defense? I don't think so either. But
I don't know. We'll see. They could definitely be vulnerable. They've shown that. It's not like they're just 100% gonna just lock. Like White's a good quarterback, man. He's a really different quarterback too. He's very good at checkdowns. He's very good at short yardage, being accurate. But I probably roll with Huntley if I need a swing. I think his rushing ability, like to have 40 yards and a touchdown on the ground right then and there, is a lot of points, so I like it. Okay, what's your flex?
And the flex question is I have Rashad White or Perine.
What if the same thing. Yeah, same thing. If Bosa's out, White's the lock. If Bosa's not out, they're pretty close. I'd probably lean White barely.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that was basically it. I was thinking about picking up Huntley because you've been talking about him a lot, and that was my scenario.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd have to drop somebody, to. I could drop. I have Hasty as my backup to NTN to pick up Huntley just to float him for 1 week or something, just to give it a try. I could.
Yeah. I hear you, bro. Well, if you got if you got another one, call in. I'll be here.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, we got another $20 hauler super chat from Bob from accounting, dropping a $20 wad on the screen. $20 hauler, Bob from accounting. Appreciate you, Bob from accounting. Let's see here. Where's that question? $20 hauler, Jeff Wilson Jr., Rashad White, James Cook, Jordan Mason, Madison. I drop to get Deion Jackson to cuff JT, or do I bother? Who do I drop to get Deion Jackson? I don't think I worry too much about that. I mean, Deion's pretty good, but I don't know that I want to give anybody James Cook. I don't know that I want to give anybody Jeff Wilson Jr. Certainly not Rashad White. And in a sense, like, Jordan Mason's one of the best standalone handcuff, like super handcuff players in the NFL, because if CMC went down and he's struggling each week with that knee injury, even though he's off the injury report this week, that knee injury worries me enough to say Mason's one move injury hit away from becoming like a high-end running back too. And we don't know if maybe Tevin Coleman, or we don't know what they would do if push came to shove at the position. But I don't think I'm going after Deion Jackson on the off chance that JT gets hurt again. Not to mention the offense looks so bad, JT's struggling in it. So do you really think Deion's going to be ultra effective if JT's struggling? So I'm going to say no. But I love the thinking. You're on your toes. Also, I have Evans, Mike, White, Taysom Hill, and Baltimore defense for Week 16. Eagles defense gets Dallas on the bench. Okay, yeah. I appreciate you, Bob. Bob, if you have a follow-up, please let me know. I'll look for it. Thank you very much for the $20 hauler. My boy Bob from accounting. Let's see here. I'm all right.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial in. Mixon versus Cleveland. I guess Pollard versus Houston, says Travis, answering someone's question there. Dial in. Let's go. And we'll do speed round maybe at some point in the next couple of minutes. We'll go to a speed round session. But the phone lines are open. Thank you, Golf, for the compliment there, my guy. Appreciate you. We got about 200 people in here and only 104 thumbs up. Could we match those numbers a little bit? 200 eyeballs, 100 thumbs up. Let's close that gap. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
It's me, Scott, in New York.
Scott, what's up?
Not much, man. Love your show.
Show loves you back.
I need to put a flex in, getting hammered on the bye week. I could do James Cook, Zay Jones, or Dante Foreman. PPR.
Pretty easy for me. I mean, James Cook, like we've been saying, getting 5-6 targets a game right now. Feels pretty locked into the wide receiver work on a very good offense with the best or top 3 quarterback in the NFL. Zay coming off a game where we don't really feel confident that even if he plays and he's healthy that he's going to deliver. I do like Zay a lot. Like, he could be one of those guys that you're like, man, I wish I had him in my lineup. Because he had 11 receptions for like right around 150 yards the week prior. But just did
week 12, yeah.
You just can't trust right now what's going on there. And Foreman's hard to trust too. And you got Chuba Hubbard not only taking work from him probably, but Foreman's, questionable or hurt. So Cook is the easy call for me.
And that's a weak defense. So if one goes off.
Yeah, but I mean, if Foreman's a lock to play, maybe you do give him a go. But he'd have to be a lock. You'd have to hear no. Chuba Hubbard's going to be used a lot too. Like, you'd have to be a strange set of circumstances that you feel like very confident in Foreman, then I would probably lean Foreman. But if you feel there's some ambiguity there, then go with Cook because he feels safest out of everybody.
You're the man, man.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Later.
Appreciate you. Thanks.
Sometimes things are news dependent, guys. I can't always give an answer without it being a little bit wishy-washy because, I mean, it's volatile. And I don't want to act so firm on something that when news does arise and it's like Foreman's starting and, Chuba is actually not going to be used. And then all of a sudden in your brain, you're thinking, well, Smitty didn't even consider him. So I'm going to go with James Cook. There's definitely news dependency here. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
Yes, hi. This is Jay. How you doing?
What's up, Jay?
So, I'm calling in just to ask some questions about my wide receivers. This is my second year actually playing. I found you this year, so I've been watching you for a while. So I thought I'd get your opinion on it.
Okay, I appreciate it.
So I have Chase, Sun God, D. Hopkins. I have Garrett Wilson, and I have Christian Watson, who's out this week. So I'm trying to decide the three because I have a wide receiver in my flex. I have Chase, Amon-Ra, and Garrett Wilson now, but should I switch him out for D. Hopkins, even though he's playing the Patriots?
Yeah, easy call for me. Number one, Chase and St. Brown are locked in. This completely locked in. So this is yeah. And Watson, I don't know what you're gonna do next week. I don't know what you're gonna do next week with Garrett Wilson and Watson, which I think answers the question here. Garrett Wilson, you can't bench. He's on fire, and if he doesn't drop absolute fire this week, then maybe you're rolling Christian Watson without much of a hesitation next week. But what a group of wide receivers. What do your running backs look like?
I have Jonathan Taylor, Kenneth Walker, thanks to you. And right now, because those two are either out on there's bye and Kenneth is hurt, I have Elliott and Jeff Wilson Jr. playing for me this week.
Elliott and Jeff Wilson Jr. That's not bad. That's actually
Burrow is my quarterback.
Yeah, that's pretty decent. That's awesome. And let me guess, you lost Brees or Javonte too? Did you?
I lost Javonte.
I knew it. You still had it, man. Can you imagine? What would have been? Wow, what a team. So Garrett Wilson's my answer, but I would say next week I don't know what I'm going to tell you if you call up or run into the chat, and we'll have to play it by ear based on how Garrett Wilson does. But Hopkins, you're not crazy to put Hopkins in there over Garrett Wilson, but I certainly couldn't do it. Not the way Garrett Wilson's playing. He's absolutely on fire.
Right. I was just trying to say between the two defenses of New England or Buffalo, like which ones would be the better to have the player against. But okay, I'll keep Garrett in.
Yeah, I mean, just he's playing so amazing. I couldn't. Does the chat agree you can't put Garrett Wilson on the bench no matter what, right? This is like the question last week when a lot of people came to me and said, hey, in week 12, do we put Christian Watson on the bench? And it's like, how do you bench him? It doesn't matter what the likelihood of this is or that, or is it rookie or this matchup. It's like Watson is on fire, and it kept continuing, and Garrett Wilson's on fire, and Jamar Chase was on fire in double-digit weeks last year. Rookie wide receivers get into a rhythm after double-digit weeks when they get used to the NFL and push through that rookie wall. So I think you're not, again, trust your gut because you're the one that's got to deal with it. And, I won't even be thinking about the team. It's you. You need to, don't let me sway you away from your gut instinct. But if you're on the fence, I mean, I would say Wilson, and the chat's catching up to it right now because it's got like a 10-second delay. I asked the chat Wilson or Hopkins, and it's Wilson to the moon, jealous of that team. I'd rather play Hopkins, but I'd rather play D-Hop, but I'll die on that hill. Let's see here.
Okay, that's
Mike
that's
White
cool.
is targeting
I
Wilson
just,
a lot.
like,
Those are the chat.
listening to you, like getting into your thing. I'm actually 9-4, so I'm kind of like on a win streak right
Nice.
now. So
9-4. I mean, your team's amazing. Your team's amazing. I hope Walker plays, I think, the Niners next week. So that's brutal. And I believe it's a Thursday game. So I would expect to have your running backs back on course, hopefully in week 15. And JT should be started, and hopefully he bounces back next week. But your running back, you have good running back depth. You've got a good squad. You did an amazing job. Who's your tight end?
Andrews.
Man. Ooh. Good job.
Chase, Andrews, and JT were my first round draft. I was actually the first pick.
You're
so
crushing
I got
it.
the first, and then when it wrapped back around, I was able to go to 1-on-1.
Crushing
so I was
it.
able to get done like that.
Nice job. All right, call back anytime.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Bye.
All right, next caller, you're up. You're the only caller on the hold.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up? Who's this?
Hey, this is Mike.
Mike, what's up?
I got a crazy trade offer. Yes, our trade deadline's not over yet. We do it up to week 14. We're in a 14-man league. My team's nice, though. We're 11-2, second place. I got offered Patrick Mahomes and then Devonta Smith for my quarterback, Justin Fields. And then also he wants Jalen Waddle. It's dynasty.
Wow. What is your team?
As of right now, running backs, we got Pollard in there. We also have Zeke. Don't ask how I got that. And then I got DeAndre Swift, Foreman, Rashad White. Nothing really crazy there. Wide receivers, I got Amon-Ra St. Brown, Scary Terry, Christian Watson. And then also I ended up snagging Joshua Palmer, but he's kind of going to be dead now with Mike Williams back.
Yeah.
Tight end is a little iffy. We have Goddard on the IR, but I ended up getting Evan Ingram in a trade. So right now he's just holding me in there. Defense, we got the Cowboys.
You'd be giving up Fields and Waddle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had it the other way around. Yeah, I don't think I could do that because here's what you got to think about, bro. Is that I like Mahomes over Fields. I really, really do. But we've been seeing Fields do a whole lot with a little. Part of me wonders, how far off Fields will be from Mahomes. Now, granted, he's a running quarterback, Fields, and at some point that worries me in terms of staying, healthy. But
yeah, I agree.
I would say that you're picking Waddle in some cases for a lot of people over Mahomes. And so you're getting Fields on top of it. That's really nice. And it seems like you're in a build mode. So Fields is just getting going. Not that Mahomes is a old guy. He's got a lot of years left. And sometimes I love building around those quarterbacks because that's how you could, build a very good dynasty team. But I think you got to take the value in Fields right now in conjunction with the player that would probably equate equally to Mahomes in a lot of people's minds. I would say get the two players.
I like the rushing ability.
Yeah, I mean he scores big. So if he gets more weapons, maybe he becomes a good passer too. So I think you gotta grab the duo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
tough. It's a
tough.
toss up.
Yeah.
I want to flip a coin, to be honest.
Yeah, and I like Waddle. I'm not saying Waddle's bad. He worries me sometimes with injuries, but I think that Miami Mike's going to keep that offense exploding and popping. And if, let's say, Hill gets older in the next year or two, he starts showing that he can't stay healthy, because I know a lot of people are going to say Hill's going to survive forever, but these hamstring injuries for these speed guys like Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson's still one of the fastest players in the NFL, but he can't last. Paper thin hamstrings, and you're firing those hamstrings off differently than the average player. it's not crazy to think that Hill's going to start suffering some major injuries, like some hamstring tears.
Isn't Tyreek 30?
Tyreek is he's up there. He's right around that range. Let me see what he turns.
He's getting up there.
He is. I mean, I'd still give him another year. He's 28, so I'd still give him another year to a year and a half, and then you start worrying about those hamstring issues. But he's got another year and a half, a year and a half. I would say that he's going to have one more elite year, then he comes in, has similar type production for a while, and then starts suffering injuries or something. But it's hard to predict that stuff. But I would say,
think Waddle is getting way more volume.
Yeah, but once that happens, we're talking about dynasty here. Once that happens, that transition happens, and Waddle's there to stay as the number one. It's going to be good for him too. So yeah.
Yep. Totally agree.
Yeah. All right, man. Good trade.
Hey, one last question. It's super quick. Who's your MVP, Hurts or Mahomes?
For right now, I would say Hurts for right now. What he's done is a little bit more impressive, but I mean, I think it's going to come down to, the finish here, the last 5 games, what happens.
Yeah.
And I think if Hurts can continue on the course he's on, it's going to be a fun, especially imagine if I know it doesn't necessarily matter if he wins, but imagine if he takes his team and wins the Super Bowl. All these people that even if he shows up in a Super Bowl appearance, all these people that doubted him and said things like, it wasn't even like, oh, I have my doubts, but I still believe in him. It was like, now he's got to do it. If he doesn't do it now, then he's really done. As if he even had a shot yet. He's not accurate. Give him a chance. Give him weapons. He only played 1 year under center as the main guy with the belief of his coaching staff, what still felt a little shoddy because walking into the draft, you heard rumors all the time about the Eagles trading up to get a quarterback. It's like this guy finally got A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown wouldn't have, there's no question about it now. But A.J. Brown, people were like, oh, he'll be benched. Hurts will be benched. You watch. A.J. Brown loves him. A.J. Brown wouldn't have it. And now everybody sees Hurts for...
Don't talk about how they missed hard on Justin Jefferson by selecting Jalen Reagor.
Yeah, that was crazy. Now Rager's on the Vikings. They got both of them. The Vikings have Jalen Reagor. They pass on Justin Jefferson for Jalen Reagor. The Vikings laugh. If anybody's ever seen that video, YouTube, it's hilarious. The Vikings draft room laughs. They're like, he took Reagor. Jefferson fell to us. They draft Jefferson, and now they've got both of them on the roster. Oh, poor Philly. But hey, Philly did something great. They brought in A.J. Brown. They kept Jalen in enough. They were doubting it, but they kept him in long enough to prove it, and he proved it. Jalen Hurts is the interesting thing will be, where's Jalen Hurts get drafted in 2023? Will it be the 3rd round? It depends on how he finishes. But if he finishes like a monster, he'll go in round 3. I
want to know who has the better defense to win the Super Bowl this year, Dallas or Philly? Because San Fran's out. I got him out with no Jimmy.
Well, they're better without Jimmy. I'm not saying they're going to win, but I'm saying I feel like they're better without Jimmy. I don't think Jimmy G is a good quarterback. He's a liability. Like I firmly believe Purdy's better. I believe Purdy's better. And I think everyone's going to see that. They're going to come to the same conclusion after this week. Purdy's better. To do what Purdy did, and I've been calling for Purdy to come in so they know what they have in him anyway for weeks. And everyone thought that was crazy. Now everybody loves Purdy, and they're all over Purdy. All the Niner community love Purdy when this is what I've been saying for weeks. And but he to do what he did is unbelievable. We've seen inexperienced quarterbacks lead amazingly constructed teams like this before, where there's just everything's lined up. Even though Kurt Warner wasn't a rookie, it was a impossible situation for a guy with no NFL experience whatsoever to come in and do what he did. Tom Brady, no NFL experience, just comes in and does what he does immediately. I know it's different with a rookie, and I'm not comparing Purdy or calling Purdy the next Tom Brady or Kurt Warner. I'm not. I'm just saying there are scenarios where you have. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl with a defense, and he was not a good quarterback. You what?
That was Baltimore 2000. They're that's a top 2-3 defense of all time.
Bro, this Niner defense is the number one defense in the NFL. Without Bosa, it's going to be very different.
85 Bears all day. 85 Bears all day.
Well, I'm not trying to compare all-time defense. I'm just saying that this is the kind of defense that dominates the current year. Like, we're not talking about, we're not trying to compare different years. I'm just saying this defense, when it's healthy, is the best defense in the current NFL of the 32 teams. So this defense could win. They don't have to beat the Bears from the 80s or 70s or 60s. Or this is they go in to play all of these teams in the 2022 year, and they can dominate everybody if they're healthy. So what's Brock Purdy have to do? You know, if
aren't they number one in all rankings too?
For
that defense right now?
I mean, it depends on the stats you look at. Yards against, there's all different ways to look at deep.
I'm pretty sure they lead number one in all.
Well, they're phenomenal defense, and they just have to stay healthy. Bosa's already hurt though. Like he's 50-50. We'll see if he plays, but
and you got Fred Warner back there in middle linebacker. That's insane. He's a beast.
Yeah. All right, bro.
Hey, appreciate you, Smitty.
All right, later, Mike. All right, dial in. One more phone call. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how good Brock Purdy will be. I think he's going to be better than Jimmy G from the jump. And I don't care what people think of that. Jimmy G's nothing. Bob from accounting, appreciate you again. And I don't hate Jimmy G at all. Everyone calls me a Jimmy G hater. I'm just a realistic evaluation of his talent. I mean, there's a big difference. Need a flex this week. Corey Davis or Zay. Corey's safer. But if Zay's going to go and he's a full go, I mean, he's got more upside. He's just got that risk of, like, look what he did last week when we counted on him. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Oh, what up, Smitty? Talking to TJ.
What's up, TJ?
I got a question for you. So, I got Swift, Saquon, Zeke, and Dameon Pierce, and Marquise. I was wondering, 2 RBs and a flex.
Hit me with that one more time.
All right, so I got Swift, Saquon, Zeke, Marquise Brown, and Dameon Pierce.
And how many you need?
2 running backs, 1 flex.
So, clear as day, Barkley and Swift are your 2 running backs. Your flex, this is tough because Zeke is like steady. Hollywood Brown feels pretty safe as well. Pierce is high risk, high reward. I'd probably go with Zeke, the safety of like 10 to 12 points. I feel like he's pretty good for that. Unless you need a big swing, I guess Hollywood. But if it's PPR, what's the chat think? Zeke, Pierce, or Hollywood? What would you go with? I think Zeke's pretty safe. I don't think you're like going to start Zeke and not get in it because they're going to give him enough work. He's going to get like 12 carries, minimum. Yeah. So I feel like
should be up handball.
Yeah, I feel like that'll be a good like 10 points. But let's see, Travis. What do you guys think on here? Drop a little vote on this one. Zeke, Pierce, Hollywood. Who are we going with? Barkley and Swift are locks in his running back 1 and 2. He just needs a flex.
Help me out, chat.
Vamp's going Hollywood for upside.
Hollywood upside? Okay, yeah.
Bench Pierce this week. Well, yeah, but he's got to pick one between Pierce, Zeke, and Hollywood, bro. Purdy needs to throw 1 yard to Debo or CMC. Yeah, I know. Definitely not Pierce. Kilpatrick says Chark or D-Rob. I'll probably go Chark, I guess. Zeke has been consistent. Zeke for sure. Probably Zeke. Zeke is playing Houston, yeah.
Yeah.
Hollywood says Space Ricky. Zeke says David. Zeke, Hollywood, Pierce in that order. There you go, bro. Zeke it is.
All right. Bet. Thank you very much.
All right, man. Later. All right, guys. I am out of here. I'll probably be back tonight. It's Friday night, so usually I do go live Monday or Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at midnight Eastern. I'm going to end now so I can get back in time. Appreciate all the super chats. Thank you, Steve B. Thank you, Bob from accounting for the $20 hauler. Thank you, TMT, for the $20 hauler. Isaac, Lunchbox, Isaac, Kilpatrick. Isaac, thank you for all those super chats. Kilpatrick, appreciate you. Richie, Mercado, Chris, T, Brian, O, Scotty Do, Ron Navy with a $20 hauler, and Andrew with a $5 hauler, the first super chat of the day. I work for you. I can't thank you all enough for everything you do for the show. Whoops. I'll be here Monday through Friday, every single Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, unless I'm sick or maybe Christmas Day or something like that. Or I think Thanksgiving we didn't do, but I did a pre-recorded video upload, so I'm here for you regardless. And I went live that night. I don't take any days off. I'll take like a show off, but I don't take a day off. I don't take any full day off at all. I'll do a night stream or morning. I'm always doing something on this channel, unless I'm very, very sick, which could happen because the entire household outside of this man cave is sick with the flu. So, good video on the Dynasty channel. Yeah, we gotta do this. We gotta do this more often on the Dynasty channel. In fact, I wonder if we can send everybody over to the Dynasty channel. Part of me wants to do that. We'll do it another day. There's a way to divert everyone over to the Dynasty channel live stream. I want to do that sometime, where it actually takes this channel and it's called, I forget what the terminology is on Twitch, where it's like rating or whatever, where everybody gets sent over to the other live stream, which I can have the ability to do. And we'll do that sometime, but please go subscribe to the Dynasty channel. Let me drop the link in the live chat and pin it. I just dropped a video on, and in fact, we didn't do it real quick. Let me talk about it. I said I was going to do this, so let's go ahead and let's have a quick conversation about this. Bijan Robinson is my number one overall player in Dynasty Fantasy Football. And I know that's going to be a little crazy to hear for some of you. Oh, he's a rookie, Smitty. He hasn't even taken a snap at the NFL level, Smitty. How can you can't put him at number one? I can and I will and I did. He's my number one overall fantasy football player. Now, JJ and him are neck and neck. And as I say on the Dynasty channel, so make sure I pin the link. Make sure you go over to the Dynasty channel and watch my Bijan Robinson video. I said this very clearly on the Dynasty channel in the video, that if I had two leagues side by side, I would draft JJ in one, Bijan in the other. So they're really neck and neck, okay? But I'm merely telling you they are neck and neck. It is JJ and Bijan and JJ. And I know that there's a lot of moving parts and variables that will be at play for Bijan Robinson's value. Injury, hopefully he stays, the regular season's over, but as long as he's healthy walking in and he does declare and everything goes good, he goes to the NFL, lands with a decent team that wants to start him, then it's an absolute gem of a situation. This is a LaDainian Tomlinson meets Kenneth Walker meets Le'Veon Bell meets a couple other different players. He's 6 foot, 220 pounds, smooth operator with the ability to jump cut. Where's my football? Here it is. It's behind me. He has ability, like Walker, like Le'Veon Bell, to do this amazing vision where he jump cuts and decides which way to go in the middle of one of his little jump cut hops. And it's just phenomenal to watch his vision and decision making and his patience to kind of stutter step and just let a play develop, let the blocks develop. And it's like you don't see that at the NFL, the college level very often. He's going to transition and translate right away. And I know rookies are tough to predict. And I know that they can sometimes bust. And for every time I talk about a rookie, I usually get like this with this much excitement. I usually get one or two people to say, "Doesn't Clyde Edwards-Helaire's situation scare you, Smitty, into maybe? Aren't you worried that he could be another Clyde?" Clyde has nothing to do with this. I don't care about what hasn't landed. I don't care about what situations busted in the past. This is Bijan Robinson. He has nothing to do with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. This is Bijan Robinson, who has the ideal frame of an NFL running back. This is Bijan Robinson, who probably gains 5, 10, 8 pounds, something like that, walking into the 2023 NFL season. I bet he weighs 225, 227 walking in. This guy's a monster. And his vision, his ability to break tackles, his ability to lower down his center of gravity and take a hit in yards after contact, his ability, his nose for the end zone, his ability to find the appropriate lane and change directions, it's unbelievable. And if you spend 5 minutes watching footage on Bijan, you will probably come to the same conclusion. He's my number one overall 2023 player. Probably tied with JJ. JJ and him. All right, appreciate all of you. I'm live Monday through Friday. Go watch that video on my Dynasty channel. Link is pinned in the live chat. The link of the Dynasty channel is in the description of the video if you're watching a replay. I will see you all later tonight. I'm live every single Monday through Friday. Live whenever news breaks. Live at midnight on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Peace out.
The stack above all stacks. It's time to drop the pancake emojis in the live chat.